Hello folks, this is Ed Overstreet, and Clowns gave me a break and I decided to go live for a few minutes and show you what's going on. Let's head outside. I think I can do this. No, hang on. Maybe we won't go outside. There we go. Okay. Well. Clouds have come back. This is nuts. Let me find out which rig is acting up. Let me go over here. It must be Saturn. Yeah. Let's stop, clear this out. We don't need a guide anyway. But here's Saturn, and I have been knocking off some quick captures, about 5,000 frames, and I'm going to knock off some more, and then I'm going to head over to the other telescope, and I'm finishing up some hydrogen alpha. I'm on the last frame. I've taken 20 182nd hydrogen alpha, and this is on M31 that I processed in a video earlier this week that you can find below. But I only had 45 frames of blue in the mix. I actually forgot the night I was imaging to check blue. So I was able to add 45 the following night before the clouds came, and it's been cloudy since. So I plan on getting 20 images of 180 seconds for hydrogen alpha, a total of 120 for blue, 120 for red. Let's go ahead and 120 for loom, and 120 for let's see, green. And I'm not getting any more. I had some 8 seconds each for the stars. That's all I need. 20 frames, 8 seconds for RGB, and so the stars are fine. I don't need to add or improve that. We're refocusing because it automatically does that because we are moving over to the blue channel, and it's already switched to blue over here, and it's going to do an autofocus run. And while it's doing that, let's run back to the other rig. I'll show you what I'm doing. Let me boot up my outside cameras. And okay, this wide field kit is imaging Andromeda and this Smith Cassegrain with a 2x PowerMate, TeleVue PowerMate. It's a Barlow. They don't call it that. They call it a PowerMate, but it multiplies my field of view by 2. So it's see, we're at it's about 4,000, close to 5,000 millimeters field of view. I'm just looking here, see how my focusing is going. So far so good. And then let's go back over to Saturn. We've got a little drift. I'm going to go ahead and bring up PhD2. I am going to guide. We are having some clouds. They're coming and going. Tomorrow night and the next night and the next night, it's supposed to be clear. We've only had 2 clear sky nights this summer. The rest of them were clouds subject to rain, and that's the south for you. but I don't think it's ever been this bad since I've been imaging. I always get a few imaging sessions in throughout the summer, but we had a couple of days towards the end of August. Actually, there may have been 3 days in all, and 1 day in September. That was it. So we are guiding. We aren't guiding. Now we're guiding. And we're doing multi-star guiding. So let's take a look at our Saturn. And let's knock off another 5,000. And so we're on our way to 5,000. We're running at 34 frames per second. Seeing is okay. It's been better, but it's been worse. And then let's head back over to the other kit. We are about done. It's going to take a validation frame probably next. Yeah, taking a validation exposure. And it's settled on 8,076 steps. It's got it dialed in over here. And then it'll start imaging the in the blue channel. And if the validation frame works, and it did, then it'll automatically just go over there after it settles in 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and it's going to start imaging. So it's running a dither as it's supposed to. It's settling down, and it's getting ready to image. We're taking 45-second blues. That's all we need. My telescope is at about f 4.5. It's fairly fast at 336 millimeters, and I'm getting all of Andromeda, and I'll show you. The HA wasn't, here's the last HA we took. I can stretch it a little more, but there's not a lot of HA, but there's enough you want it because it shows some great red star formation areas in the galaxy. So this is our blue channel, and we'll stretch this a little more. And that didn't help much. So we are going to get, we're going after, we're on frame 57, and how many we say we're going to take? 120. So we have an hour and 27 minutes left in this run, and then I'm going to shut down because we are going to be fighting clouds. And I have to get up early in the morning and take homecoming pictures. So I'm not going to stay up too late. Tomorrow night, now I do plan to, and I do plan to go live. Let's head over to the other rig, and our capture's done. So let's go to Jupiter. Let's stop guiding first. We don't need to guide. We're getting ready to jump over to Jupiter. Let me pull up my planetarium software. Let's click on Jupiter. Better yet, let's just go up here and pick it. And let's slew there. And we're moving to Jupiter. Let's start looping. There's Jupiter there, and we need to kind of center that just a little bit. Yep. Let's change the speed of this. I use my guide camera as a finder. Wrong way again. I'm so dyslexic. Let's come back just a little bit. I ought to be fairly close. It should be somewhere in the field of view. Let's take the zoom off. And let's get our native field of view. Let's dial down the gain to about 200. And then let's get our controller and center it. That's good enough for government work. And let's head down to PhD. Let's clear this out. And I'm not absolutely centered with PhD's guide camera, but we'll go ahead and guide at 1 second. And let's knock off Jupiter. Let's knock off 5,000 here. Usually I take about 10,000 frames. But the scene's not great. It's not that bad, but it's not great either. So I'm going to go ahead and just knock off a few before I sign off. But I wanted to show you what I was doing tonight. Let's head back over to the other rig while it's knocking some off. And we have 60 to go. And it's looking pretty good. Bingo. I'll shut off the outside cameras. And okay. That looks like my backyard is lit up. That's just the infrared light coming from my observation camera. But it's very helpful at allowing me to see my telescopes. But we have clouds all over the sky. I'm surprised I've been able to go live without getting bumped off for this period of time. I'm kind of optimistic about being able to get another hour and a half of imaging in on Andromeda, but I'm getting ready to park the park this scope. We haven't finished capturing yet, though. We're at 3,000 frames. Scene's gotten a little better. It has. Let me see something. We put you to bed. I've hit that button. I've got one of these stream decks that's got these buttons and I can't see real good. I'm blinded by some of this light, so I'm just hitting buttons. got music. That's Uptown, isn't it? Background music while we capture. We did. Let's get another 5,000, and let's get 10,000 this time. Let's do two things. Let's go up to our gains at 193. Let's raise it up just a little bit. And let's dial our exposure down to about there. So we really didn't improve our frame rate. That's strange. Let's go back then. Alright, this time we're going to knock off 10,000 frames and call it a night. And while that's doing its magic, we'll go back over here. Sequence Generator Pro has an outstanding way, really, of allowing you to set up your sequences, plate solve, control your focusing, filter work. If you had an observatory, it would control the observatory. It's just great software. I've got a camera cooled to minus 15 Celsius, and that's 15 degrees below ambient. And how it is 70 degrees outside. So my camera sensor is around 55 degrees, which has to help some. Look at the humidity, 99%, the dew point, 70.52. There's dew on everything right now. You walk outside in tennis shoes and they get wet in the grass. My dew heaters have been turned on. I don't know why. Oh, this is the Smith Cassegrain, and no, this is not the Smith Cassegrain. This is the SV70. I don't know why this one's not on. We want A and B auto. That's why. So now it's on. Had it turned off. So my guide camera dew heater and my main telescope dew heater is now running. So and the dew point and the temperature intersected way back here about 9 o'clock, and that's when the dew starts to form. You can count on it. Okay, well, we're clicking along. We're at 66 frames. We started at 45. We're headed to 120. Then we're going to pick up another 20 here. I'm not sure why. Let's reset this to 100. There we go. So we have 20 to go here. And we're done. I want to save this sequence. Now let's go back over to the other rig and see. We're at 4,700 frames. We're going for 10,000. Jupiter will have some rotation, and the best thing for me to do really is to shoot about 7,000 frames and run WinJu posts and get about 6 or 7 of these AVI files that are about 7,000 frames long, and then derotate them in WinJu posts. And it makes for a pretty good image when all said and done. If the scene is, it's all about scene conditions. It is, it is. My camera's not oriented correctly, but that's okay. It needs to be rotated. I wish I had a rotator, but I'm just going to wish. We're working on 7,000 frames. I hate it when that keeps flying up. Let's go back over to Andromeda. Actually, it will take more like 2 hours and 10 minutes when you consider we're going to have to run a focus routine for the red, the luminance, and the green filter. And then we're dithering between frames, and we're taking 20, 40, 60, and about 100 frames. That's 100 dithers. So that's it's going to be about 2 hours and 15 or 20 minutes. So I'll be lucky if the clouds don't shut all of this down. And the way this is set up, if it gets too cloudy, then PhD will stop guiding, and as soon as that happens, this all stops, and the software will park my mount, turn everything off, and it's done for the day or the night. And getting close to our 10,000 frames. I'm real excited. I'm going to be streaming the moon on October the 1st to the NASA website. In case you aren't aware, the October 1st is International Observe the Moon Day or night. And so all over the world, people will be astronomy clubs and organizations will be having outreach programs for the community to encourage them to come to a star party that day or at night and check out the moon. I'm going to be imaging it with two kits. I'll be imaging it with the Smith Cassegrain without the Barlow or the Telemate, and I'll be imaging it with the Vixen 625 refractor, and be going back and forth. So I'm looking forward to that. It's not going to be a full moon. It's going to be about 50% illuminated, about halfway at the halfway mark. They wanted to do that so observers would be able to see the contrast that you get when the moon is not full. You can catch the sun cascading over the Terminator and creating these mountain ranges and craters. And you can really see them much better than you can when the moon is full. When the moon is full, there's just really very little detail on the moon to resolve. So, be a great night. Just hope the clouds will stay away. Unless we have a hurricane, October is usually a pretty good month for imaging. It has historically been anyway. And all's going well. We're flipping back and forth between two kits. Clouds seem to be, I haven't lost any stars due to dithering. We're at 0.74 RMS. It's okay. It's about what I run when everything's working good. I don't get a lot better than that. It's gone down to 6.8, but as a rule, that's about where I like to hang out. I wish it was better. It's getting down to 5.3, but it's just doing that because I'm saying it usually hangs out at 6 or 7. It'll go back up. I have faith. Of course, the lower it is, the better it is. What's really important more than this number is that these two numbers are close, and they're not. You want your RA and deck numbers to be about the same, because when one's considerably larger than the other, you'll get oblong stars, even when your total RMS is under 6.60 or so. And even if it's 2.0, if the RA and the deck are close, you'll just have bloated stars, but they'll be round. So the key is to keep these two close, and I don't know how to do it. Run the guiding assistant, manage your cables, just do all of those things we know to do, and hopefully they'll be close. Other than that, I don't know what to do. Vary your guide speeds, and let's go back to our software. Okay, I'm about to leave this alone. I do want to make sure that I've got this set up that when we're done, I want to park the telescope when the sequence completes. Yep. And let's go over. I know this is finished. Yep. Okay, that's the end of Saturn for tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and park this telescope and go cover it up. So let's stop guiding. I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect this gear, and let's go ahead and park the telescope and disconnect the camera. Shut down sharp cap, and we'll go outside and make sure turn on the camera, and that's parked. So good. So all that's running now is this kit. I'm going to go outside and throw a towel over this one, take the dew shield off, put the caps on, and hit the bed. So guys, I hope everybody gets some good quality imaging time in the next few days, like we're going to be able to do. I'll unpark the mount and catch you guys later.